we're back with another edition of UBV News. In the news recently is an upcoming election in a very, very important and dear city, particularly to my two cohorts, as they were both born and raised in the city, which is the city of Detroit's mayoral race. So, with you guys being Detroit residents,
What up,
born
dude?
and raised, I kind of defer to you guys on this. What's your guys' thoughts about, the candidates who are running for the office?
Yeah, well, I say it's interesting. I mean, I remember when I moved back to the city shortly after Duggan was running, just like 2012, 2013. And I mean, it was this big thing. It was the first white mayor in the city since Kavanaugh, so since before COVID, and since the late 60s, early 70s. So it was a big thing, and a lot of progress you can honestly say has happened under Duggan. So I think this is going to be huge because it's going to be our first time we had a black mayor. I mean, obviously all the candidates that are running are black, so it's a lot of people running. It's the first time we had a black, like I said, first time we have a black mayor in over 10 plus years. It's a lot of positive things that have been happening in the city in that period of time. And it's just a lot riding on who becomes mayor. I mean, I think Kwame, whether you like him or love him, you can't lie and say he left a huge and negative stain on Detroit politics. So it's a lot riding on who this candidate is, how they conduct their office, and literally showing the rest of the world that, hey, you know what, in a city like Detroit, you can have strong black leadership, in the mayoral's office. So that's a lot riding on this, man. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that. My goal is I want to see how do we respond. Mayor Duggan has been in office for 12 years. He's going to go run for governor. So hopefully, whatever happens there. But now you have this pool of people who are running for mayor and they're all black. Okay, that's cool. I don't really care about the color of it. I just want you to do your job. Do your job because like you said, to your point, Matt, Kwame, he came in, he was young, he was charismatic, he was from the city. I don't want to hear all that stuff. I know all the candidates want to say how much they love God. And I've been born and raised in Detroit and I played football for this school. And cool. But look, you about to inherit a city that's on an up and coming. You have a lot of factions in the city. And you got a lot of people that's still hurting. A lot of basic needs aren't being done in the city. So I want to see that these candidates, I understand everybody got their own speech, but I want to actually see what are you going to do for the least among you in the city of Detroit. That's what I want to see from the candidates.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of go back to something that Matt said with obviously the way Kwame left wasn't on the greatest of terms. And it's kind of like, I guess you could say when Obama came in office, where when you get this shot, you can't mess it up because if you do, you're going to probably mess it up for everybody who comes after you. So it is very imperative that whoever does step into this role, which is obviously going to be somebody who's African-American, albeit a male or a female, that they make sure that they take the right steps in protocol to make sure that they set a legacy that will allow somebody else to come behind them and be able to do some work as well. Now, obviously, as you guys have mentioned multiple times, the city has been on a consistent upswing over the last decade plus or so. What would you want from your candidate to assure that, that momentum keeps going and continuing to build outside of obviously what you just said, Ari, with you, address those who have the least, but just other things that you would want to do as far as making sure that the next candidate is going to make sure that we continue on this upswing that we're on?
I would like to see more educational programs and more opportunity for some of the youth in Detroit. I don't know what the unemployment rate is for the youth, the black youth there, but I'm sure it's pretty high. And they have a term, it's a street term, it's called YNs. And everybody know that we've seen the videos, you see it on social media all the times, YNs running amok on the city. And I would like to see a little bit more progress there because I tell you what, like that is the key block. And you have a lot of organizations in the city of Detroit who are actually lowering the recidivism rate. They're doing what I call multipliers. These are people who not only can help these people with skills, trade, and jobs and opportunities, but also it feeds back into the city. So I would like to see more investment, from whatever candidate. I would like to see more investment in the city, the youth of the inner city. So I think that's where a lot of those dollars and resources should be there.
I think for me, limit the fucking the mental errors. I don't want to see mental fucking errors, like major fuck ups. I think like obviously right now Sheffield is the probably the lead candidate right now. And I understand why too, because one, she's the president of the city council. She's been there for a very long time, and I think the positive thing with her is that she knows how these things work. I think one of the things that kind of struck me about reading some of the other candidates, I'm not going to get into detail, is that knowing the city and knowing what's cooking in the city, some of the candidates would mention certain issues that they wanted to see more of, or they wanted to see investment in, and I knew exactly what program investing in that and who were doing that type of work. So what I mean by that is that you might have somebody coming in on a platform and trying to do something where they just have to find more, they just have to increase the funding in one area, right? So I think we got so many people who got a lot of people who are just coming into major politics for the first time, right? Because what people don't understand, when Kwame came in and messed up, a lot of those people that were in his circle, they became consultants. AK means you can't find employment. So a lot of those people got kicked out. So now you got to restart. You got to restart and find all new political candidates. That engine kind of died with Kwame. So I think for me, it's making people don't fuck up. And I don't want to see somebody who has to come in and it takes them 8 years to learn how to do the job. Like I think it's too much riding. So I think that's one of the things that I worry about them.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
I would say this last thing too. It's almost like the Lions. The Lions is a good barometer of what the city is like, right? So you think about the Lions, they on the cusp. They've been up and like slowly ticking up every single year. And now they at this year where now it's like championship or bust. It wasn't like that 5-10 years ago, but that's where the city's at. Like it's this passion, it's this fire. People, it's a lot of momentum built up. So I think whoever wins is going to inherit a good city that's on the up and coming and is on as a national spotlight. So a lot of it is riding on this.
100%. And obviously, you guys know that the Black Agenda 2028 is a big push that we're doing. And this election obviously is a short term away, but we will be holding them accountable as well, whoever's in office, to make sure that they're meeting the requirements of the agenda as far as addressing our community. And we're hoping whoever's in office does good, but they will be held accountable as well. We do want to hear from you. So again, please make sure you visit blackagenda2028.com. Go ahead, take the survey, give us some feedback on what's most important to you. And particularly those within the greater Detroit area, we'll definitely be pushing that forward as obviously we have a direct link to this area. But again, we want to make sure that we hear back from what's most important to you so that we can address it with whoever that mayor candidate is. So we want to thank you guys for joining us today. You guys have a safe and beautiful day, and we'll holler at you soon.